Did you know that the infamous Count Dracula, a figure from our childhood fears, was inspired by a historical character? And the truth behind it is even more terrifying. Much more terrifying. The real story behind Dracula is rooted in the bloody legacy of one of history's most brutal figures, Vlad Dracul. Prince Vlad Dracul of Wallachia was sent as a hostage to the Ottoman Empire after his father's defeat. During his captivity, he was educated alongside the Ottoman prince Mehmed, with whom he reportedly became friends. When Mehmed captured Constantinople and took the title Mehmed the Conqueror, Vlad assumed leadership of Wallachia under Ottoman control. However, Vlad stopped paying tribute to the Ottomans and began raiding Turkish villages. When news of his atrocities reached the Ottoman court, Sultan Mehmed summoned Vlad to Istanbul. Vlad refused, claiming that if he left, the Hungarians would seize his throne. Instead, he requested that the Sultan send envoys. It was a reasonable and logical offer because Hungary was also an enemy of the Ottomans, and Vlad's throne had to be protected. The Sultan sent trusted envoys to rein Vlad in, but Vlad's response was to impale them. The Sultan gathered his army and marched towards Transylvania. His army was the strongest of the time and accustomed to difficult conditions, but even for them, this campaign would prove challenging. They were exposed to one of the most horrific scenes in the history of psychological warfare. Forest of the Impaled. Thousands of human corpses, impaled on stakes, lined the Ottoman army's path. This was not the only difficulty of the expedition. The Ottoman army was a huge army of 150,000 soldiers, and Vlad had burned all the villages along the route and poisoned the water. As the Sultan's army approached Targovishte, Vlad's soldiers wore the army down with guerrilla tactics. Finally, Vlad devised a daring plan. He and his soldiers dressed as janissaries, Ottoman soldiers, and tried to infiltrate the Ottoman camp at night and assassinate the Sultan. But the Sultan anticipated his childhood friend's tactics and was prepared for this plan. According to one of the Romanian soldiers who participated in the raid, when the Ottoman army was about to scatter in panic, the Sultan ordered his soldiers to hold their ground, preventing chaos. This failed plan caused great damage to Vlad's army, but Vlad managed to escape and survive. It is not known what happened to him afterwards. He emerged from the shadows only to vanish mysteriously, much like Count Dracula.